Yo, what's poppin', man? You already know, man. 1% Better special edition.
Yes, sir.
You know, we got big people on here making big noise, doing some big things. My guy Tyrell is in the building. What up, brother?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Baltimore native, bro.
Yeah.
My guy, you came out here, you came to Atlanta turning up. You live out here now?
Nah.
For real?
Fort Lauderdale, bro.
Oh, you in Miami?
Wow.
Yeah.
You
He in
in my
the
zone.
yams.
You around my zones, for real.
Yeah.
When you move out the city, bro?
I left October 2023. So it'll be 2 years next month.
Bro, congratulations.
Congratulations,
And you
man.
just got married?
Yeah.
Bro, you doing it big now, bro.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Yo, you know, before we get into the business and stuff like that, we always hear something consistent. Everybody that's like running it up, having their own business, entrepreneurs, things like that.
Yeah.
It's like before you can like change the money in your pockets, you gotta change your mentality, change your mindset.
Of course, yeah.
Talk to us about that, man. Somebody that come from Baltimore. You from over east?
Over East.
From the trenches, right?
Yeah.
So you went to Morgan.
Yeah.
You end up dropping out and things like that.
Yeah, dropped out of college, yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you are successful now.
Yeah.
I know a lot of that had to wear a toll on your mental. And how was you able to change your mind to be able to like start leveling up?
Yo, shout out to Morgan. You know what I mean? It started at Morgan State. So what's crazy is I had a job where I was working. I used to work 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. At the school. And then Saturday and Sunday I used to work 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. You know what I mean? Saturday and Sunday. So I was doing about 60-something hours every week. And what happened was they had cut my hours at the job, right? And so I was looking for like, another way to make money. And I basically ran into somebody telling me about how we can make money online. But this back in like 2014. And it ended up being network marketing, right? And so that was really the first piece of like being able to run a legitimate business, right? I sold weed and stuff like that at Morgan, but it wasn't legitimate, right? And so when I got introduced to network marketing, I saw that you could be successful not being a drug dealer, not being an NBA player, not being an NFL player, not being an actor, not being a rapper. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, it made me like want to be, I always wanted to be successful. I just didn't know how, right? At the basketball. So I had hoop dreams, NBA dreams. I'm about 5'7", so you know where that went. And when I got introduced to network marketing, it was like, okay, this is a way that I could possibly be successful. And I seen other black people that were successful in business. And so it was a turning point at that point because back then I was popping perks, I was chasing the girls. I had basically become a product of the environment that we grew up in. And when I saw an example of what success looked like, it really made me change my entire way. So I put down the PlayStation. I stopped playing the game. I mean, I kept my little job or whatever, but I really locked into like personal development, really, like, so listening to Jim Rohn, listening to Eric Thomas, even though he be doing a lot of yelling and stuff like that, I started listening to that stuff every single day.
Throw a jab at my man
E.T.
Bro,
That's my guy.
Even though he be yelling, you know what I'm saying?
He be yelling.
Hey,
But yo, we
damn.
need that because we used to that. Like we
Yeah,
used to that
fact.
energy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So being able to tap into it, it was like and listening to it every day. I turned the music on and turned on my life, bro. And that's really what changed everything. So listening to personal development every day, listening to different philosophies and how different people think. Because where we from, everybody want to cut the corner, everybody want to sell drugs, everybody want to be slick, finesse, things like that. Which is part of that is gonna be good in life, but it can't take you to the next level of success if that's how you do everything in your life.
Right.
So being able to listen to different philosophies, different people, going into different environments, different events and things like that, like it gave me a vision of what success looked like outside of what I saw in the hood.
But wait,
That's
hold up, bro.
amazing.
Let's go back. Because, it's funny. I was talking to Smitty about this, and Smitty was like, he never really got into network marketing or anything like that. He from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So, because one thing I was curious about, and we had this conversation, I feel like all the entrepreneurs like came from network marketing.
Yeah.
And like the one thing that's like, that stands out to me, because I'm a that ain't believe shit.
Okay.
Like mentorship, I'd be like, that's scam.
Right.
Like, I ain't believe nothing, right?
Right.
So like I'm curious, what made you hit the green light or hit the go button for network marketing? Because like I feel like y'all, that small group of people that did network marketing,
Yeah.
it's like they really unlocked a piece to life that I just totally missed out on. Because like all of them are just successful. We talk so much about network marketing.
Yeah.
Now I got my own business. It's turned up right now.
Yeah. Yo, what's crazy is right, like the way I got introduced to it. So I was working at my job the night before. So I'm at right 3 to 11. I'm like, yo, it gotta be more to life though. You know what I'm saying? Even on some young 21, 22, I'm like, man, this shit ain't like, it gotta be something bigger than this.
Yeah.
So I go on Google and it was I looked up like how to get rich. Swear to God, right? Now this is where you don't understand. I don't know about SEO, and I don't understand how all this shit work on the internet, right? But what came up was Rich Dad Poor Dad, the book, right? Now that I know more about online, it's like he ranked high on Google. He must have spent a lot of money so that when you type in Rich or type in certain words,
that's the first thing that pop up.
That's the first thing that pop up. But I don't know all that. So boom, I clicked the joint and I start like listening to the audio book. And if you really listen to the book, basically the poor dad is a nigga highly educated, PhD. Now, mind you, I'm a college student though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the nigga that's broke got a PhD.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not. This shit that's a scam to me. Cause don't tell me he got a PhD, and that's what I'm going to school for. I'm in school right now, and it's like, yo, but if you get to this level, you're gonna be broke. The rich dad, dropped out of high school, so it was a whole brain shock. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm reading the book. I'm listening to it. The next day I'm going to school telling everybody, like, bro, y'all gotta tap into this book, bro. This book will change your life, like, because for me it was. Once again, it was information that changed my situation. See, I didn't know. All we know is our parents tell us go to school, then go to college, and you're going to get a job. And it's like, yeah, but if you really aspire to be rich, that shit not going to work. It's really not going to work, right? And so it just changed my entire, like, how my thought process.
Right.
And then I got introduced to network marketing a little bit after that. And I would say, really, that's what's crazy about life, because once you see something, once you see something, you can seize it. And that was the biggest thing, because now I got introduced to, like, okay, yeah, you don't got to go to school and do this, and you can start your own business. And then once I saw that from the book, it was like my environment brought it to me.
Right.
And I walked right into it. Even on some network marketing, like how I got started for really was, I used to sell weed, right? Mind you, just right after I read the book, I'm still selling weed though. One of my guys called me like, yo, me and my man want a match. Y'all, right? Want a match.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, bet, pull up to the crib. When I pull up to the crib, I'm telling him about the book, because I just read the book as we smoking. You know what I'm saying? So the guy like, hey, yo, I really like your mindset. Like, you need to tap and meet some of my mentors. Check it out. We from Baltimore. Mentor?
Yeah.
Like, man, bro, your basketball coach, your football coach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like a coach.
Yeah.
Your mentor. Oh, no. Like, and even back then, like he said, it's like, your mentor, nah, that shit, something ain't. You know what I mean? I don't even know, but something ain't with it. So 2 weeks later, something happened to my job. I hit the nigga up. I'm like, yo, what's up with that mentor shit you was talking about? This way he fucked me up. He like, yo, go to the you can meet in the Morgan State Library. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. If they get money,
you gotta meet a group of people like, man.
Not in the library. Because mind you, at Morgan, if you know everybody getting money, come on.
Yeah.
We know who getting money at Morgan.
Yeah.
They not gonna be in the library.
Right.
They might go to Bridge.
Not the library. So he kept telling me come to the library.
Or the canteen or something.
Maybe. Maybe the canteen.
Maybe.
But nah, so I don't know, bro. He told me come to the library like, I don't know, a couple of days. I eventually like, all right, bet I pulled up. And when I pulled up, they showed me the information. And I was like, all right, it made sense.
What made you believe that shit though? Even though it made sense. And what was it exactly? Because we had
I got you. It was so this is the thing that's so crazy. The company basically taught people that you can get paid on bills, right? So get paid on gas, electricity, cell phones, cable, internet, shit that people use every single day. In my mind, like I would in Baltimore, like if it was a juice company or a product-based company, I probably wouldn't have tapped in.
Okay.
But back then, gas and electricity, I mean, you gotta think like parents complain about BG&E
for
our
sure.
entire life.
Yeah.
So like, we can get paid off BG&E. I'm like, oh, now I gotta really see what's up with this shit. This shit might really be a money move. And I think for me, bro, I always thought different. I always just thought outside the box. So if everybody going this way, I'm going this way. You know what I'm saying? And so when it was like, you can get paid on, and really it was BG&E. I swear to God, bro. If you can tell me I can get paid on lights, refrigerators, you know what I'm saying? People charging their phones, man, what I gotta do? Tell me how I tap in. And so that was the information side. Then I went to an event. You know what I mean? Everybody dressed up, the suits and all that. You know what I mean? So when I saw that, this another thing. So the speaker, he was dressed. I had the suit on. He go in. He basically showed a month, like in December. Mind you, my birthday in December. That's what really made me like pay attention. And he had did $30,000 in a month. Mind you, I'm 22. My father did that in a year working for the city of Baltimore. He trash man. No disrespect, I love my dad. Trash man. He do $35,000 a year. This nigga did it in 1 month. Bro, it was $500 to get started. I walked out like, yeah, bro, I'm doing this shit. I called my man. I'm like, yo, we about to get rich. You know what I'm saying? I found a way, all that woo-woo. I think like, man, a week later, probably paid the $500, got into it, and that was it, bro. And then from there, this the thing that really made me tap in and lock in though, right? Is that when I did get in, everybody called it a scam. Everybody said it wouldn't work. Yo, I'm the type of nigga, if you tell, like, if that's how you is, like, bro, I'm gonna make it work. Like, don't tell me that I'm gonna lose. Don't tell me that. Like, I'm just that type of individual. I'm determined always. And so when I started talking to people about it, it was like, all right, I see how this works. Because everybody been taught how to go to school, how to go get a job, basically how to be broke, and basically everybody's doing what everybody do, and that's why everybody get everybody results. I was never a nigga that wanted to get everybody else results.
That's
so
facts. That's
it was
fire.
just
That's
like,
fire.
yo, I'm outside with it. And so as I started building it, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful for my family. See, a lot of times in our community, and the reason why people don't excel in business, right, is because they start things and they family, they friends, people don't support them. My mother supported me. My father supported me. My grandma, like I had a supportive family. You see what I'm saying? Like I didn't come from that family. We were still from the hood, but it wasn't like they didn't support me and like. And I think that's so important because a lot of times anybody can get rich, right, or change their entire life. But sometimes it start with just having somebody that believe in you.
Yeah,
bro.
facts.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So where we from, most people just don't. They don't got your back. And
Nah, you're
I
right.
thank God for my family, bro, because they definitely supported me. And yeah, I mean, I started building the business. And then when I started like really reading into like just business in general and like just network marketing, understand people have job mindsets and things like that. Most people go to work and retire broke. Right? Let's just, you know what I mean, retire broke. You know what I mean? We talk about people that retire and they gotta go get another job. So when you start looking at statistics and stuff like that, like even if you have no other way to start, I would promise definitely network marketing is better than just doing a 9 to 5 the next 30 to 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might not get rich in your first 5 years, 10 years, 15, but there's people that basically work the rest of their whole entire life and never get rich. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather have a plan where I can get rich, at least have the opportunity to get rich, than to be in something where I know you can never get rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, look, I know you're enjoying the episode right now, but just give me a few seconds of your time so I can help you upgrade yourself and get to the bag. I have the #1 AI community on the school app for non-tech savvy users. And on this community, they're going to have 6, 7, and 8-figure AI experts teaching you how to use AI. This is way bigger than ChatGPT. Yeah, they're going to teach you how to use ChatGPT more effectively and build better prompts, but they also going to show you how to build ebooks, create websites, and chatbots. They're also going to show you how to create images, voiceovers, and music using AI. This is something that you do not want to miss out on because this is going to help you automate your business so you can get paid every single month. Yo, we got bills that come out of our bank accounts every month. Therefore, we should be getting paid automatically every single month. Do not miss out on this opportunity. I need you to download the school app right now. Search Digital Boss Code so you can start learning AI and you can build your business. But I ain't even tell you the best part about it. Yo, this is a done-for-you business, meaning that you can resell it to other people and you can make 50% of the revenue each and every month. Download the school app right now, search Digital Boss Code, and start making this money. It's too much money out here for us not to be getting none. Let's get back into this episode. Is network marketing like is that sort of like having your own business as well? But
Yeah,
like, are you dependent on a boss or anything like that?
It's having your own business. It's more of like a franchise. So think about like McDonald's, KFC.
Yeah.
Like McDonald's, right? You can't just say, hey, look, I'm gonna start selling glizzies.
Right.
Like, yo, I'm about to put glizzies on the menu. Like McDonald's not gonna allow that because they got
certain structure.
they got a certain structure and framework. So that's really what network marketing is. It's a framework, it's a structure. But I feel like for anybody who wants to start a business and they don't really have a plan, what they gonna sell, network marketing provides you all that. It provides you the products and services. It gives you training. It gives you certain stuff already. You know what I mean? And then you just got to bring your work ethic to the table and change your mindset, your mentality.
So where do a lot of people tie network marketing to like pyramid schemes?
Yeah.
Where do we get that from?
Because most people just don't understand like structure. You know what I'm saying? If you think about a job, you know what I mean? Any job you go to, there's going to be a manager. There's going to be a supervisor. There's going to be the normal employee. It's a hierarchy, right? And in life, there's always a hierarchy. So people call it a pyramid scheme because they don't understand. They rather work in the hierarchy than be able to build their own. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny, bro. Like, I was one of the niggas talking big shit about Wake Up Now for sure.
Yeah.
I think I tried Vector. I don't know if you remember Vector.
Yeah, the
Canals.
shit,
Yeah.
that shit.
Well, I tried them. I was out that shit in a day. I'm like, I had to go to a meeting. They give me all these pep. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
So I just talk big shit, but like the more I talk to like these entrepreneurs and shit, a lot of them came from the background of network marketing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the one thing that like I salute, right? Because like you had like you said, you thought differently.
Yeah.
You had to think something different to
Yeah.
do it, and especially the niggas in Wake Up Now that was like going crazy.
Yeah.
Like again, a lot of them niggas still successful no matter
Yeah.
what you,
What they tapped into,
Yeah, no
yeah.
matter what you try to say about
Yeah.
it. So I'm like, damn man, I dropped the ball. And I definitely wasn't a believer for sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then. All right. So, like you said, I think you had said something about finessing, and you might have to like do
Yeah.
it in life, right?
Yeah.
Do you think once a scammer, always a scammer?
No, I wouldn't say once a scammer, always a scammer. But I would say that I think it depends on what we define really as a scammer. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people just call people, whether it's online, that do business and things like that. Like a lot of people just throw the word around so loosely. You
So
know what I'm
outside
saying?
of the business, right? Like let's say like, because again, we talk about entrepreneurs, right? And I'm
Yeah.
not putting this on everybody, right?
No, I got you.
Some niggas got into some finesses coming up.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, again, I look at it like, damn, that's a finesse I wish I could have put up. Right? I mean, really, like, shit, I missed that one.
Yeah.
And that's why I wonder, like, do you think, like, is it a different mentality where, like, you see a loophole and you really willing to take that risk? And it's like, but once, that is, I guess some people say, that's a scam no matter how you look at it.
Yo, but.
Not scamming people.
No, but like, the way America is set up, bro, the way America is set up is so many loopholes. Mm-hmm. Right? But I would say the loophole is actually in getting education. And the problem is that most people don't educate themselves, so they don't even understand the loopholes and understand how they can leverage that for themselves. You know what I mean? If you think about where we grew up at, it's like, all right, let's say a girl, we might know how to talk, communicate with a girl, but because we went through so many different situations where we didn't finesse, we didn't do it right, we didn't know how to have the right conversation, communicate. But most people just don't shoot enough shots or try enough to even understand how to be successful. So I would say that's the thing. Like, it's not necessarily that everything is a scam or that if you're a scammer. I feel like it's really about how you develop yourself. And really, like, when you look at life in general, it's so many different loopholes, different tactics, things that you could do to be successful, but you really got to educate yourself, whether it's taxes, whether it's credit, whether it's funding, right? We might call it a loophole, but really it's people that, that are in other cultures, other races, religions, they've been using these loopholes forever, but it's because they come from a background where people before them already knew the loopholes, already was educated, and was able to pass that shit down to them.
So let me ask you this question, because somebody said this to me before, and I kind of wrestled with this. And they were basically saying that, like, you can never get ahead in business by playing fair. Do you feel like, from like an integrity standpoint, that's something that is achievable? Or, because when you talk about like the scamming or loopholes and things of that capacity, I feel like most people that are successful have to go through that track where it's like they have some type of competitive edge over the competition.
Yeah. I mean, I think it all goes back to your mentality about what fair looks like. You know what I'm saying? I think you definitely have to treat people good and be good to people. In any walk of life, business, whatever the case may be, like how you treat people is how you're gonna be treated. You know what I'm saying? Karma, right? Like if you do things to people, it's gonna get done to you, right? So I think in all business, you have to have a sense of like really caring for the people. But I feel like you also gotta be a dog, right? You gotta have that dog in you. You gotta wanna dominate. You gotta wanna be the person that takes over, that does whatever it takes to be successful in a sense, right? And so I don't mean that in a way where you wanna take advantage of people, but in a way where it's like, I wanna be fair. I wanna give a good business. I wanna give, good product, good service. But at the same time, I wanna dominate. I wanna fucking kill anybody else in my space. I wanna be that person in my space that I'm that nigga, you know what I'm saying? So I think that you have to have a mentality where you want to be him, but at the same time, understanding you can't have that mentality by taking advantage of people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like having the right mentality, but also understand you got to be good to people. And then if you got the right mentality where you still want to dominate and be a dog, but you understand you still got to treat people good.
But hold up, though. It's some niggas that come up off of like treating niggas like shit.
Yeah.
And they get away from it. They get away with it, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Somebody who in the business scene, do you look at it like, if it don't affect me, fuck it? So like, cause you be friends with somebody that's like getting over on niggas?
I wouldn't say it'd be a friendship. You know what I mean?
Could you still deal with them, even if it's just business?
I mean, I would say I wouldn't want to deal with them because I would want to protect my brand. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want my brand to be associated with that. But from a human perspective, and this is the thing.
But if he
so
making
crazy.
you money, if he making you money, right? You making M's off this nigga,
different, bro.
And he fucking niggas over. And you know he fucking niggas over, but he ain't fucking you over, and you making money with a nigga. You still working with him, or you saying fuck him?
I would think that we never got to that point because I would have never started making money with you. Now, if we start locking in and you was real from when I started rocking with you, and then you started doing some other fuck shit, I'm still not gonna rock with you. But if I know you already doing fuck shit, you know what I'm saying, and you been doing that type of shit, no, I'm not fucking with you, bro.
I asked that right because we was talking about bringing shame back, right?
Okay.
And we was talking about far as like niggas and dealing with their woman.
Okay.
Right? And we was like, man, if we really want to like, we talk about being 1% better all the time.
Yeah.
And like really like holding niggas accountable for like cheating and shit like that.
Yeah.
We gotta start putting shame on these niggas. Like, man, bringing shame back.
Like a convention standpoint.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, nigga, shame on you type shit, right? And not to like condemn anybody, but honestly just in hope that they do better.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about from a business perspective, it's like, yo, if you got a group of niggas, right? We all get money, and one of the niggas is in the group just scamming niggas, and you know he a scammer, but you ain't saying nothing. You might be just as bad as that nigga.
No, you sure? Definitely are. You definitely just as bad.
Yeah.
Because it's just It's the same thing as we see somebody beating on a girl. You know what I mean? No, none of us will watch somebody beat on a girl and not like go do something about it, stop them or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I mean, it's just as bad. I mean, but at the end of the day too, like people gonna do what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, even if and even when it comes to holding people accountable and having conversations with people, I mean, if you go and have a conversation with somebody that's scamming or doing people dirty, and then you speak your piece and let them know like, yo, you doing wrong. If they go and continue to do it anyway, I mean, you did do your part, right? Because there's only so much that you can do. I mean, we don't have the choice to really control other human beings and how they operate.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yo, why all you niggas look like rappers, bro? Like every time entrepreneurs pop out, like y'all got the chain, it's like y'all got the kit. Y'all got the kit. That's what we call it.
They got the
kit. They got the chain.
I think, we come from we come from Baltimore, so like I think we all have that want that look, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I guess everybody that we see with that look do rap, they act basketball, football. So I think we all like shining, especially when you're from Baltimore, bro. I mean, we all like to shine, we all like to get money, you know what I mean, and have that look. And for me, I just never changed, bro. I always been true to myself. You know what I'm saying? So I never, even if I was coming up and I didn't necessarily have money, I'm gonna put some type of little chain on, some type of little watch. You know what I'm saying?
Fact,
something, you know what I mean? So I was always true to myself. But now that you get access to money or you start making money, you know, you get a chance to really express yourself and just be true to yourself. And you realize that in business, people are gonna fuck with you because you're being true to yourself. The problem is too many people have a facade. They trying to act like this person. And that's the thing I was saying that with marketing is another problem, is that people join it and don't understand how to still stay true to themselves and follow whatever the system framework is that's in it. They try to, the framework change them. And it's like now you can't make money because you're not really true and being authentic to who you are. And in business, that's the one thing I tell anybody, bro, you gotta be authentic to you. And that's the number one way you're gonna make money.
It's crazy you say that, right? Because like I be saying all the time, right? Like I be joking, but I'm dead ass, right? So like I got my my Movado, right? Okay. I'm like, bro, like I'm good with my Movado until I can get a motherfucking Rolex, right? Like I'm not getting no fake Rolex. Like I'll be cool with my Movado, and then I get my Rolex, right? With my Cuban, I'm good with my little Cuban until I get a big one, right? I ain't about to be up here faking nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like I do what I can do for me. You know what I'm trying to say? So like it's crazy that you say that, because I tell people that all the time. Like, bro, it's like you don't have to go out there and fake it till you make it. Like I don't believe in that, right? You can just do what you can do, right? Because you still gonna look good. You can't go cop a Da Vinci shirt, nigga. Go to Zara, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You might have
shirts look good,
right? I'm just saying. So like, as long as you look good, you know how to play it. It's about this and your heart for real.
But you know what's crazy about that too, bro? But genuinely though, I would say that even if it's certain things you can't do, right, or that you're not at that level, you still should put yourself in position to try. Like, so let's just take it like renting a car, right? Like a lot of people like renting Lamborghinis and shit like that, renting Ferraris, renting. Like, bro, even though I don't have a Lamborghini right now, I go rent them. I go drive them, right? Because to seize it, you got to see it. Right? You got to feel the level. You got to understand how it works. You know what I mean? So I think it's important for both sides to be true to yourself and be authentic, but at the same time, put yourself in certain positions that can elevate your mind.
That's still being true to yourself, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, I ain't about to go over here and go broke for it.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, nigga, I look around, I could have had 3 motherfucking Rolexes. I chose to get others. Like, nigga, I be invested in this motherfucker. Like, nigga, but I know what comes first. I know what's most important. Priorities, right? It be a nigga out there who like they want to be like everybody else, and like I'm gonna go get this Lamborghini because I can afford it. And now you homeless. And you a bum in a fucking Lamborghini. You should stink, nigga. I don't even want. You can't even have no girl in that motherfucker. Nobody want to be in that motherfucker because you live on that motherfucker.
No, that's real shit.
So like, I definitely think it's a balance for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially where we come from, like the biggest thing is we don't get a chance. Well, from Baltimore inner cities, we don't get a chance to see a lot of different experiences. And I think the number one thing that can change anybody's mindset is getting access to different experiences. Driving the cars, wearing the stuff. You know what I mean? Even if you go in and it's like, all right, you're not about to buy the road. Hey man, can I, you know what I mean, put it on my wrist real? Can I go to the jeweler? Like, let me put it on my wrist. Like, okay, I need to get, like, you know what I mean? It motivates you.
And to be honest, being around people that got it too though. That shit motivates me too. And honestly, another thing I think we overlook a lot is the opportunity to be able to fail. And what I mean by that is like, bro, like I remember when I first got to Atlanta, I had 2 jobs. I was living like a motherfucking rapper. I was living like an entrepreneur nigga, like one of them big time entrepreneurs, but I had 2 jobs, right? I'm dead ass. I was bringing in like, it was at least like 20 a month, like on some just job shit, right? And I remember like, I had got my credit right. And like, I'm lit, high rise, I'm lit. And like I think I lost a job and like I just fucked everything up. But the fact that I had the opportunity to like see that and learn from it. A lot of niggas like or some people they don't have the opportunity, like they not fortunate enough to fuck up something and get it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas will lose it and be fucked up out here, right? So I think it's a blessing to be able to like lose something because now you learn. You don't gotta go through that again.
Yeah.
Because like you said, we from the city. We like, bro, everybody dream to get a chain, right? But what happens when you get that chain? You get fucked up and you gotta pawn that motherfucker, right? Like, can you get it again, bro? I think that's it's a blessing in that, and niggas need to experience that more. For real.
For sure. Like I mean, it build. It's like a muscle. You know what I'm saying? It's build fortitude, and I think at the end of the day, once you see it and you know that you could do something and accomplish it, and now one, you can go get it faster.
Exactly.
Because you know exactly what steps you took and how you got there.
And you know what not to do?
And you know what not to do.
Man. My bad.
No, flow.
So, let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
So, when we talk about mentorship,
Yeah.
do you think it's better to learn from a bum or a nigga that got it?
Both. Both. I like I used to listen to Jim Rohn a lot, right? And one of his things was like, hey, you can go to somebody who messed up. He like basically if you went to somebody who was broke, right? Or a bum, and it was like, hey man, can you tell me like how you messed everything up and you took good notes? And then you would have all the notes on what not to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like both. You need both. You know what I'm saying? I think even being from Baltimore, we already see a healthy mix of it because we already come from nothing. So sometimes in our family, the friends, the different structures and things, we see people that don't achieve. We see where they fell short. Whether they, you know what I mean? Some people got alcohol addiction. Some people got other type of addictions and stuff like that. And you can see like, all right, yeah, I don't want to go down that path, right? Like I don't want to do that for my life. You know what I mean? So you learn from that, right? And it could be people in your own family that got these type of addictions, and it's like, nah, bro. You learn from that, and you like, yo, I'm never gonna be an alcoholic. I'll never be somebody.
Bro, come on, man.
Say that
I ain't
all
gonna
the
lie to you,
time.
bro. It's funny because I be talking about this all the time, bro. Not even to cut you off.
Yeah.
I be like, niggas talk about they come from the trenches. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I don't believe you because like I came from the trenches, so like it was like we talk about being like we was joking about being a college boy and shit like that, and I'm like, man, yeah, like I seen it.
Yeah.
How can you come from the trenches, really come from the trenches, but I'm gonna do the same thing they did and ain't get them nothing?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, so when people say I come from the trenches, they still doing knucklehead shit, carrying guns in the pitch. I'm like, bro, that don't make sense to me. I can't relate. Because I came from the trenches and I seen all that goofy shit don't work.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely, when you said, I'm like, that's what I always say.
But the thing that's so crazy about that though, right, is that you got the reason that you wanted to do opposite because you didn't want to be like everybody else. Yeah. The thing is that what's glorified in the hood is what everybody else is doing.
Facts, yeah.
This is how everybody getting money. This is how everybody do this. So now you grow up and it's like when you look around your environment, this is how everybody doing it. This is how everybody getting money. This is how everybody surviving. You really just become a product of what you see every single day.
Yeah.
Right? Even like when you think about college and us going to Morgan, the crazy thing is like Morgan is over east, but we know across the street, down the block.
Yeah.
Like
Morgan really in the hood.
Yeah,
Crazy thing about
sure.
it. Like Morgan really in the hood.
I got robbed at gunpoint, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At Marble Hall, got robbed at gunpoint. Like, yo, kick everything out. Damn, I'm in
college. Like, yeah. You know
Trying
what
to
I'm
make a better living for my
But
life.
it's like crazy.
It's
like,
crazy, but it's like when it happened, it was just like nigga laugh like it's crazy. Like we been, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he got me, bro.
Yeah.
Kick everything out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but people don't realize that when you come from these environments and stuff like these are the type of things that you go through. Even when you're trying to excel and do something different and go back and go beyond, you still in the hood.
So I messed the question up. What I meant to ask was, would you rather learn from a bum or a nigga that never made it, a nigga that never failed?
I think the biggest thing about success is like when you learn from people that have come from where you come from. I think
I don't know if I want to learn from a nigga that just
perfect.
came up, right? Like a nigga just come up, like, I don't know if you know how to like stand the test of time.
But
like,
you know what's
niggas
crazy about that, bro? Even if somebody just came up, right? Like let's take LeBron's son. He's never been to act. He don't know nothing about act or nothing about like the hood.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But all he know is up. That's all he know. His whole entire life has been up, right?
Okay. But are we talking about sports though?
Just Stephen Curry, anybody who's there, like if we look at like even Stephen Curry, the Del Curry, like we talking about basically they didn't have the same experiences of going through the trenches, the hood,
The trauma, yeah.
the trauma. So all they believe in is that like they can be successful.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like if we came from that environment, bro, do you know how much more further we would be? If all we came from was success,
but
and everything we saw was
that
success.
don't guarantee success. You still gotta work hard for it. There's so many niggas out here that had kids that tried it. Nigga,
Yeah, don't guarantee.
Look at Michael Jordan's son.
Sons.
Nigga.
Yeah, he just got
He was just on the side of the road like, I'm Michael Jordan. Get the fuck fuck out of here, nigga. So it's like you still gotta put the work in.
Yeah.
But that's why I said like overnight celebrity type shit. Not overnight celebrity, but like a overnight success. Right? It's like, man, you just landed on this. Like, how do I know you know how to stand the test of time if this was to fail and you come back? Like even LeBron's son, Bronny.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he ain't go through nothing. He had to work hard. Niggas been talking shit about him. All, you know what I'm saying? Like, so again, he might ain't go with LeBron. He might ain't go through what LeBron did.
Yeah.
But that's a struggle in itself. Nigga coming up after a great. That's
it's
hard.
kind of like Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah.
I mean, what, he had a heart murmur, like his heart stopped to be able to continue to go. Like, yeah.
But see, that's the thing about, but think about that though. But if you saw, all I'm saying is, what did you see your father do from every single day?
I don't know that nigga.
Right? So it's like, that's all I'm saying. I guess like if we look at life in a way, basically, we all become products of our environment.
Yeah, facts. You right.
To an extent, whatever your environment is, and like how you work hard and how you think and how you process. But if you come from an environment where it's straight success, like I think it's easier. It should be easier.
Yeah, facts.
If you got to work ethic and stuff like that.
So, because you said the word that like, and you actually walked right into the question because you were talking about environment. Like, at what point for you did you discern like I got to change my environment? Because a lot of times people get just like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah, facts.
So like for somebody that's listening, at what stage in your pursuit to success was it like, all right, I got to shift my mindset?
I joined. I got in network marketing, and basically they had conventions. They got big events, right? So the first event that I could ever go to was in California. Now I never been on a plane a day in my life. Never flew anywhere a day in my life, right? At the same time, I had gotten some dumbass trouble too. Like I was, I don't know. I think I was facing some type of weed charges or something like that too. And I wasn't even supposed to like get on the plane and go. But I like, man,
better yourself.
Yeah, I bet on myself, right? So this is where it's so crazy with funding, right? Because I went to a training and they was talking about going to California. And I never flew in my life, so I started looking at flights and shit. I'm like, man, this California
5 hours.
like this different, right? Yeah. So, but so at the training, right, the guy was like one of the senior vice presidents, one of the high, he made $80,000 a month, and I'm telling you, if you don't come to this event, like you gonna quit. And that like stuck with me. So that was Friday. That Monday, I went to MeQ. If y'all, you know what I mean, I went to MeQ Credit Union. Yeah. So I'm at MeQ. I'm in there begging the lady, look, man, I got to go to this business convention. I need $1,000. I don't know nothing about credit. What goes in the application? I don't know nothing. I'm really in there off straight just, look, man, I need the bread. I got to go to this business convention. So she didn't give me $1,000. She gave me $500. I'm like, all right, cool.
What was it, a loan?
Yeah, got a $500 loan.
Okay.
Wow. Crazy, right?
You ain't have a account or nothing.
I had a MeQ. Okay. I was a member for real.
Okay,
You know what I mean? I had direct deposit and all that. Right. But so she gave me the $500 loan, and I went on to I don't know, one of the websites to buy my flight. It wasn't even round trip, bro. A one way was $432. So I bought the flight. Right. I think I had like $60 left. Went and got half baby. You know what I mean?
Niggas like, I'm gonna celebrate getting my flight.
We're going to Cali, right? We going to Cali.
Did you get it to sell it though?
Nah, I mean both. Both. Yeah, I mean so both because I still was on that type of time, right? So and then I ended up getting my paycheck the next week, and then I basically paid for the flight back, and I basically flew to California with like $400 something in my pocket. I was out there for like 5 days. You know what I mean? So we slept it was like a bunch, like man, 15 of us in one hotel room. Like it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But what made me basically when I went to the event and I saw like what people was doing in terms of making money, it basically just opened me up, bro, to see it was more than life than what I always saw every single day in the hood. And that was the turning point to like, even when it came to taking my business seriously, like really wanting to get out, that was the turning point. And it gave me belief. I think the biggest thing that most people don't do, especially where we come from, is get in different environments where you can believe more in you and your ability to be successful. So once I grabbed that belief, I took off from there. Like I started taking the business way more seriously. I'd even quit the job, like because I locked in, and I locked in because I really just believed in me. I had the support, and I always knew I was gonna be successful. But I think that was the thing. Once I believed in me, and I think that's the biggest thing I see people fail at. It's just their belief in themselves and what they can do.
Was that immediate? Because like, all right, you coming back home, you quit your job. Was it like just an immediate switch? Like this is it. Like locked in,
immediate.
No lows, just.
Did you talk to your parents and stuff or no?
Nah, I mean, it was just like, when I say immediate, like the belief in myself, it was immediate as in like I knew that I was about to take this shit seriously and I wasn't letting nobody talk me out of it.
Okay.
And then it was like, the thing about any business, right, in life is how you educate yourself. So now, even though I'm starting a business, I need to understand sales. I need to understand marketing. I need to understand psychology. So I just needed to start learning like how people think. And that's that. Like even from that point, when I started locking into different books, tapes, CDs, and stuff like that to learn, it was over. Because now when I start having conversations with people about the business, even like when he say, oh, like he ain't believe in certain things or certain things that he believe, I started to understand how to communicate. And I'm from Baltimore too, so that's where the finesse and all that comes in. Because now I know how to communicate. So I started being able to communicate a lot better, and I was able to leverage my communication with the finesse from Baltimore and then all the different things I learned. And that's basically how I started like really, taking it seriously. And then from there, I started making money. So now we talking about, back then I'm probably getting $5 to $10 grand a month network marketing, right?
Wait. You skipping some shit. Yeah. You ain't just start off getting $5-10 grand a month.
Nah.
From the first month?
No. I went to California probably like my 3rd, 4th month in the business.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So like I went to,
and you still ain't have 1,000. See, that's a big part of the story.
Yeah.
You said
3-4 months.
4 months in the business. You still don't have $1,000.
Still had to take
to
a
get
loan
the
out.
flight.
Yeah, to get the flight. No, for sure. I had a job, bro. I had a job and I was selling weed. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like I'm not managing money properly. Certain things that we just doing what we do. But yeah, I didn't have $1,000 and I went to go get a loan for sure. But me going to get the loan was just the fact somebody say he made $80,000 a month. Oh no, I need to whatever you tell me go ahead. If he could have told me to run through a garage door, $80,000 a month, like whatever you gonna tell me to do.
So why you keep going if you had 3-4 months and you ain't making no money?
Because that's life, bro. And like think about it. When you start your podcast or whatever, when you start in life in 3 to 4 months, like nobody's rich. You know what I'm saying? So I think I just had vision. I had vision. You know what I mean? And then another thing about life and about business too as well is that you make money based upon where you are as an individual. You gotta build yourself up. You have to learn and you have to develop yourself. You have to develop your skill set, right? And so people don't make money because they don't develop themselves. Because you have to deserve success, right? Nobody's just gonna give you anything. You have to deserve success. So how do you deserve it? You gotta put the work in. You gotta read the books. You gotta develop. You gotta wanna be better. You know what I'm saying? And it's like nobody was gonna give me nothing, bro. So them first 3 to 4 months, I understood and then I seen other people having success, but I also understood where I was at. I just came from Baltimore. A lot of people I was talking to was from the hood, right? People was telling me no to the business, but they didn't even have the $500 to get started, right? So now you don't even have the ability to tell me no because you don't even have the money to pay for it. So that you're not even a real no because you don't have the financial means or resource to do it. You see what I'm saying? So I just started realizing a lot of that stuff, bro. And then think about it, I'm going to adults. Where we from? They ain't got $500 in their pocket. Y'all been working 30, 40 years. Oh nah, stuff like that made me go even harder. Because I'm like, nah, bro, I never worked another 20, 30, 40 years. Or people that work for the city, or I work at John Hopkins. You know how it is where we from, but got a good job.
That's crazy, bro, because usually you would think like, even like in my case, I think I kept going. It was easy for me to keep going because I saw a small success. Yeah. Even if it wasn't like what I see now, where I was at, it was still something better than what I had going on. So I was like, oh, this is why I can keep the vision because I see it. You know what I'm trying to say? So for you to be able to like see the vision without having no real success, it says a lot about your mental too. That's dope as hell.
No, I mean, bro, where we come from, I mean, the mentality was there. You know what I mean? It was just like, even I started to understand that even as I started educating myself, those were also small wins too because I started educating myself. My philosophy started to change. I started listening to different things. And then to me, that was small wins because even like, I remember back then when I used to ride around, Jim Rohn, right? He had this CD called Challenge to Succeed, right? It was a 5-disc tape. I had a Nissan Altima at the time that I put the CD in, you know what I mean? And I started riding around every single day. I turned the music off and I turned that on. And so a lot of that stuff, you know what I mean? Because really when it comes to being successful, what happens with our mind, right, is that we dump so much stuff in our mind, whether it's the music, all the stuff we used to listen to. Now I gotta basically flush all that out my system, and now I gotta put the right stuff into my system.
Gotta unlearn a lot.
It takes time, bro. It wasn't, it's not gonna be overnight. But as you compound, I think it's even like that book by Darren Hardy, Compound Effect. Right, as I started listening to the right stuff every single day, I started doing the right stuff every single day. It became a compound effect, and that's how I got to where I was making money. Even full time as a network marketer back in Baltimore, Maryland. You know what I mean? And that's how so from there I wanted to get into real estate. Okay, I wanted to get into real estate. This is where credit come into play, right? So everything the $500 loan was the only thing I ever gotten before, right? I had a little Capital One credit card, student loans, don't know nothing about credit. I want to get into real estate, so I'm on the phone. I call somebody to invite them to a meeting for my network marketing business, right? Boom, we get to chopping up. He get to telling me about somebody he know that do real estate, and I'm like, yeah, my mother got a couple properties, but they all kind of like they sitting right now. She just paying the taxes, like she ain't really doing nothing with them. But like if there's a way we could connect, like yeah, I'm trying to help my mother get a real estate business back going as well. So we connect with this white guy. He knew everything about credit, LOCs, how to get the money from the banks. Bro, we do a deal. Our first deal, he steals $68,000.
Steals.
Still. $68,000, right? So I'm 24 years old. I'm young enough where it's like, damn, like it's fucked up. My mother mad, hot, but I'm the one that kind of
set it up. Yeah,
you know what I mean? So now I feel even more responsible.
Yeah, guilty. Yeah.
For the but it really wasn't on me. I'm like, yo, I need to learn everything this nigga know. I need to know everything he know. I need to understand how he did it. I ain't even want to do people like that. It was to me like if you could get 68,000 for people like an education, when I get the information, I could put my people on. We gonna be up. And so from that point on, I was like, all right, bro. I locked in. That's when I realized my credit was bad. I got student loans because I dropped out of college, so I ain't paying the student loans back. Capital One credit card. It was a $500 credit card. They sent the bill in the mail. It was $600 something. I was like, oh, this is a scam. Right? I spent $500. How owe y'all $600?
Yep.
You didn't understand interest and all
Exactly.
that.
I don't know none of that, right?
Yep.
The MICU, right? I'm paying that on time, right? But I really don't even understand what that even means by me paying it back on time. So basically, I started going to different banks and I started trying to basically get access to loans so I could basically get some of the rehabs that my mom already had. And they kept telling me my credit, So first I'm talking to some white bankers, or I go to banks and I would talk to white people and they would tell me that. And then I went and, okay, let me see if I sit down with some black people. Because I'm still thinking, and this is where Baltimore come in, because you're so uneducated, you think it's really about race. Has nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So I go to some black people, they tell me the same exact thing. So now I'm locked in, like, all right, now I really got to figure out this thing about credit. So I get on YouTube University, I'm studying everything about credit. I come to the realization, like, okay, my credit bad. I also realized that my mother didn't have no credit. Right? Because my credit bad, I pull her credit, she don't got no credit. I'm like, bet. So instantly from that point, I started building my mom's credit. Everything I learned about credit, I started with my mom in terms of building her out. Secure credit cards. Got in the Navy Federal. My mother's not in the Navy. Got in the Navy Federal, right? I started basically building everything out, like put a couple secure loans, couple secure credit cards. Her credit score was over 750. Then we blitzed it. I'm talking about we getting credit cards, FNBO, American Express. She got a $68,000 loan from Navy Federal, $15,000 credit card. You know what I mean? I basically leveraged her and found out everything on the funding side of how to get access to capital. In the meantime, I'm fixing my credit. So that's when I realized sending out the letters and using different laws and things like that to fix my situation. You know what I'm saying? And then with her, once I fixed her credit up, I was able to go get a loan so I could keep doing the real estate. But I leveraged her credit, right? And then in the meantime, I fixed my credit. Then I went and got, funding for myself. And then now we use my credit for fix and flips and stuff like that now. So I got another property I'm getting ready to buy on Lafayette, Milton. So I'm still building the hood, right, in the inner city. I'm doing a rehab right now on Landville. And last year, I sold one in the summertime right on Lafayette and Washington. You know what I'm saying? So everything that basically was a tribulation, was a trial, I basically turned into a tribulation. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think that in life, like that's why you got to go through it. You got to go through the different experiences. But I would tell you that if I never was in network marketing, bro, I never would have got on the phone. I would have never did the thing with the real estate. I would have never lost the $68,000, which would have never basically got me to the point where I'm making multiple six figures a day and doing what I'm doing now. So like everything happens for you, not to you, bro. And I think that's so crazy about life.
Clap it up for that one, bro.
But it ain't surprising though to me because I'm like, bro, something about niggas from Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's why it ain't surprising. I'm listening like, bro, that's just that dog. Like it's like I'm listening like everything is believable because I'm like, man, I can see you doing that shit. Yeah. That's crazy. So how did you get into the business that you're doing now? Let's talk about it. You do funding.
Yeah, do funding. So we said basically from that segue, bro. So everything that happened with the real estate and all that, it propelled me to learn about credit, right? So first part, I had to fix my own credit. So now I learned how to fix credit because I fixed my own. I also learned how to build because my mother had no credit and I built her. Then I got access to funding with her credit. So I basically learned all the different facets through my own personal experience.
So you ain't go through no mentor or nothing. You went and got the knowledge yourself.
That too, but then of course, shout out to 500. And this was crazy about 500. So the first video I ever saw of 500 was he hopped out the McLaren. He had like 20 Louis boxes on top of the McLaren. And he basically had said he did $1 million in a month. The video was like a video where he said I did $1 million in a month and he went to Louis and spent $6,000 and basically got his credit card, the reward points from the credit card, he was able to basically buy everything from Louis for free. So mind you, now I'm already going in my little phase where I'm at with the credit, but now it's like when he came across the stream, I'm like, all right, now I don't even know how I can go to Louis Vuitton and spend $6 for free. Like, hold up, like that's a whole different. That's a different language. Gotta tap in. I gotta tap in because now I just learned a little bit of stuff that I knew, but looking back at it was like tap into the mentorship. That's when it's like everything that he taught took it to the next level.
So wait, when you first tried to tap in, because I know pandemic was different numbers.
Yeah.
How much did he charge you for the mentorship?
Back then, I think it was like 3,500, or it was 3,500 or 5K.
For real?
Yeah, it was like
I thought
3,500.
back then niggas was hitting for 40.
Yeah. So the thing is too, this way for 5 is, and this is, so you got some people like mentees like Haitian CEO, Bobby, some of them people, they was like original people when he first started teaching it, right? But it was like more of a one-to-one feel. When he went to like one to everybody or one to many,
Okay.
it went to like 5K, then like 3,500. He would do like different specials and deals like that. But that's the thing, bro. Like even then, like he made a lot of money just basically selling the email and so many work like access to a course. I'm just somebody who and I get access to that course. Guess who's going to sit down and watch it? I'm going to sit down and watch every single video. So that's what happened. I got access to the course. I sat and started watching the videos. Then I started running plays. I used to call people that already had been boarded. I'd be like, "Hey, yo, how you do this? Oh, we ain't even run that play yet. Okay, don't worry about it. I'm gonna just go. I'll go figure it out." You know what I'm saying? And I started basically running the plays just by getting access to the information.
You know,
Smoking it, bro.
That's crazy that you said that, bro, because you were talking about it earlier about like knowledge. And a lot of people get that knowledge. You talk about reading books. I read books a lot. Yeah. But one of the biggest things that I feel like we fail to realize is how do you apply the knowledge.
I was about to say that.
So, like, yeah.
Applied knowledge, bro. Like, go ahead, bro. That's just
so, like, yeah. So, like, how did you? I don't even. I'm
gonna tell you,
that's really what I was about to ask you.
The reason why one of the things that made me help me apply it though is because I did come from a network marketing background where you gotta put in work to get success, right? I think that the thing is like when you think about life, bro. Let's say you go to a job, they tell you exactly what to do. Hey, it's like that's your task 9 to 5. Boom, you do it, right? But think about when you start your own business or you want to do whatever you want to do, but ain't nobody telling you to do anything. It's you. You got to be it's you versus you, right? You got to be the best CEO that you have. So coming from a network marketing background, I already understood that I had to put in work and that I had to be successful and that I got to put the work in. So when I got access to the information from 500, I already understood. Okay, this how you write the letter. So this what you got to do. Bet. I ain't reinvent no wheels. I did everything he said to do. I just did it, and that's how I had success. And most people, they get access to information, but they don't, like you said, they don't execute. People have execution problems, right? Even like one of my favorite, ET talks is execution is worship, because you gotta execute. Most people you can get access to anything in the world, but if you don't take the time to put the execution in, you're not gonna be successul. So when I got access to the courses, bro, I listened to everything he said, and then I executed on it. You know what I mean? And that was the biggest thing I would say that separates men from boys is that men execute on information and then they apply it and then they okay with failing and figuring out the different ways and how to be successful. Boys, they'll get access to the information, but it's like they're not willing to execute, they're not willing to fail, and then they never take advantage of the opportunity that they can have.
You want this motherfucker cooking, boy. I ain't gonna tell you, boy, because I'm like, I always tell like, just do it. It's simple. Like to me, it's simple. Just do it.
Because most people focus on the obstacle and not the opportunity. Right? If you think about life in general, like most people, this is gonna be an issue. They focus on the obstacle. But they never take time to put their attention onto the opportunity. Because if you focus on the opportunities, the obstacles don't even matter. It's all a part of the journey. But the most important part is when I get to seize the opportunity.
So wait, are you mentoring now?
Yeah, I coach.
Like, yo, I was talking to Smitty about this. What's the difference? Because there's levels to this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm curious to hear your opinion on this. How do we as consumers, or not me, because I got an insight, but like the average consumer differentiate the different mentorships? Because like if I'm a consumer, I want to go him 500. He the best. He the biggest, right?
Yeah.
But it's like everybody teaching the same shit. Like everybody mentoring the same thing. Like how do I differentiate who is who and who I should be connecting with?
I think it depends on depends on the level of the person and where they at, and also, you know what I mean, the level of investment that you can make, right? Because for 500, like, you know what I mean, you can pay the $10,000 for the 1%, right? Then you got a partnership program that I invested in, where it's $100,000 total, but you pay $50,000 up front, right? So when I first started my journey, I wasn't somebody who had $50,000 that I can invest up front,
right?
If that makes sense, right? I just wasn't at that level. Now I always thought I would be at that level, but I wasn't at that level. So I had to invest at $3,500. I had to basically start where I was at. So I would say that really, as a consumer, is really like understanding what you need in terms of where you at right now, and where do you want to go, where do you want to be, and then like vetting the process of, okay, has this person, does he have a process, or does he have something where that I could start from here, and if I walk through it, I'm gonna end up here. It's kind of like if you think about even like us going to school. Okay, you started, let's say first grade, right? You just walk through it every year, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Next thing you know, it's 12th grade. You graduate. It's a step by step, right? You don't worry about 12th grade and first grade. It's impossible. Your parents don't even tell you nothing about 12th grade in the first grade because you're not even at that level yet. You follow what I'm saying? So it's just when you looking at mentorship, it's just, okay, does this person come from where I come from? And do they have a plan of action or a step-by-step that I can take that can get me to whatever the desired result that I pretty much want to have, right? And that could be multiple different mentors, right? And depending on where you at or who you vibe with more, you know what I mean? That's what I would say. Because even Smitty, he might come from Chicago. I might come from Baltimore. You got people that be like, yeah, bro, you from Baltimore. I'm going to lock in with you. There's people from Chicago, they might lock in with bro.
Right.
Either way, it don't matter. You can lock with me, lock in with bro. But if it's because, this person from O Block, that makes sense to me, bro. Look, you from O Block, that's Chicago, rock with my man. Somebody from Baltimore, like, yo, I'm from Harvard Road. Yeah, bro, I grew up over East. Like, that makes sense to me. So I just think that sometimes it's different things where it's factors that we resonate more with certain people in certain places. But as long as they have an end goal that you can get to and you can follow the step by step, then I think it makes sense.
Now, personally for you, right, how do you rank these guys? Because now you making money.
Yeah.
And again, like, from the outside, all y'all
Everybody
look
get
the
money.
same, right?
Yeah.
Y'all all look the same, but it's levels, right?
Yeah.
So you got the elites.
Yeah.
And then you got the niggas right under the elites.
Yeah.
Then you got the niggas that might just be coming in and getting the money, right?
Yeah.
But everybody getting money.
Yeah.
On a personal, I'm just curious, how do you, like, what makes somebody the GOAT in your space? Or what makes somebody, like, elevated higher than everybody else?
I would just say, if I had to rank it on something, it's how many people you actually helped.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? How many people they can say that they can put your name in their mouth in a positive framework and say, because of this person I got here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because even like Neo, right? That's really somebody that, so it goes back to what you listen to every day, right? Neo had tracks on Apple Music that had like beats behind it, right? And so I remember I used to like listening to the Jim Rohns and all that stuff I told you about, but they don't got nothing that got that soul, that, you know what I mean, that I can ride around all day. And it's like, yeah, like it still got the music feel. So when I tapped in with Neo and I'm like, all right, he had a couple different Apple Music, like I'm talking about CDs. I download my Apple Music and it got beats behind it. Now I really can listen to it every single day, all day, no problem, because it got the soul behind it, right? But a lot of times, even in what he was saying and how he think and how he process, like a lot of that stuff, it poured into me every single day. And so I just think that depending on when you start evaluating mentorship, it's just how many people had this person help, and then how many people can really say, okay, like, because of I'm here because of this particular person, or I got here because of this particular person, right? I think a lot of time with the scam and all that notion narrative, like one thing that's really key is that they don't come outside, right? If you go to a podcast summit, we was chopping up there. If you go to Invest Fest, and you see people don't come outside, that's something up with that, right? Because if you do good business, why would you not come to different places where, you can gain more customers, more visibility, right? Visibility beats ability. So why would you not be in places like Podcast Summit? Why would you not be at places like Invest Fest? Like, why would you not be outside unless something really, But when you think about people that scam, a lot of them don't come outside. You don't see them in certain places, right? So that's one thing to me. And then the other thing is like, if somebody really helps somebody, like it got to be a track record somewhere where the people was like, they help somebody.
Yeah. I remember at one point in time, I was, and then if you don't know, like, it's going to show for itself. I remember at one point in time, I get to interviewing all these entrepreneurs, and everybody just kept saying, like, Mr. Phenomenal, Mr. Phenomenal. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, God damn, this nigga going crazy. Yeah. So, like, I get it for sure. Like, that's definitely a fact. Let me ask you, what makes your business different from everybody else? Again, everybody do credit. Everybody do business funding. What makes you different?
I don't think everybody do it. You know what I mean? I think it's just when you think about social media and algorithms and stuff like that, really what happens is that we be in a space of success, and so a lot of success gets sent to us. But when you start looking at other people's timelines, algorithms and stuff like that, bro, people don't have that on their timeline. So it might seem like everybody. See, that's the thing about us too, right? We're in this world, bro, where it's weird. You know what I mean? I was having this conversation with my wife, right? Because it's like I see people doing $100,000 months, $1 million days, blah blah blah, right? And so we was just even talking about something simple as $40,000-$50,000 a month, and she was like, "Babe, everybody don't do $40,000-$50,000 a month. Like, what makes?" I'm like, "Damn, bro." On my timeline, everybody I know, that would probably that's a bad month. Like $40,000-$50,000. Some people it's like it's a bad month, but you start realizing like that's just. Now it's a good part to that. The pro is that this is what I see. This is my environment every day. The con is that you can be like lost from the real, like what's really happening and real.
Then you're not satisfied.
You get out of touch.
Yeah, right. So I would say that really what makes me different, right, is one, where I come from, right, the mentality, how I think, but then two, I think it's just how you got into this point. So me going to the point where, I got the person that got us for $68,000, and then basically me stumbling across the information and then learning from that, and then getting the access to the mentorship, and then finding out my way. It's like, this is how I got here, right? My story wasn't somebody who was just always successful, always up. Like, no, I came across information, I got to this point. And so now even with a lot of my mentees and stuff like that, it's like I can really understand somebody who don't have thin credit profile, no credit profile, your credit messed up. Like, no matter what your situation is, bro, I can really guide you because I was someone that was in that same situation. My mom had no credit. I can guide you from this situation. So I think what makes me different is just the various situations that I can help you with depending on where you are, right? And my slogan, like I tell people, I teach people how to rob the banks legally, right? But it's understanding that it's certain things that we don't know. When you go and sit down and do an application, there's certain things you need to put on an application. People that's self-employed, they're going to say they're self-employed. People don't understand that when you go to a bank, a self-employed person compared to a person that says they have a job that works for that LLC, the person that has a job that works for that LLC looks better than someone who puts self-employed on the application because self-employed looks more risky. So it's just different factors that go into it. And I think that once I got educated, I can teach people how this stuff works. And so that's what really makes me different, right? I think in terms of credit and funding, and just in the genre, it's an industry, right? There's certain things that makes the industry what it is. So you can't necessarily change that. But what happens is that when you tap with certain people, you can see like their development and how they did it, and then you can take advantage of that and then leverage it for your life and your success.
Yeah.
How long? Where we at?
55 minutes.
All right, look, we have 50 minutes plus, right?
Okay.
I always do this.
I was literally about to ask that.
We have 50 plus minutes. So if
Okay.
somebody been watching for this long, they deserve some real game, right?
Okay.
I want you to give me like the top 5 pieces of game that you usually would charge for, right?
Okay.
For somebody that can take the knowledge and literally use it right then and there.
Sure. So I would say if your credit so top game, I would say let's start with Chase, right? With Chase, if you want to get a business credit card, right, and you want to get access to, let's say, a $50,000 limit or a $75,000 limit, or even $100,000 limit, right? 0% interest. The number one thing that people mess up as entrepreneurs is when they ask for your annual business revenue, they don't put $1 million or more, right? So you should put $1 million or more for your annual business revenue. When they ask you for your gross annual income, like your personal income, you should at least do 275 or more.
They don't check that?
No. So a lot of times with banks, especially when you're going for business credit cards, they don't really check for proof of income, no documentation in terms of tax returns, bank statements, profit loss. And another thing is kind of like when you had good credit, you go in a car lot and you got 700 plus credit score, they don't ask you too many questions. It's just, all right, bet. Okay, you want this car?
Yeah.
Bet. They don't ask you about your job. You don't got to get no pay stubs. The only thing they want to make sure is you got insurance. Well, basically, the better your credit score is, the least documentation and questions they have to ask, because your credit score says everything about you. Most people don't understand a credit report is just like a report card. So think about when we was coming up and when you go to Morgan and they want to get your transcripts, right? And they looking at all these different things. They look at your report card, your GPA. All of these things say something about who you are as a student. We don't understand a lot of times these reports are put in place, right, to say something about you without you open up your mouth and say anything. And so that's why important it is to build out a credit report. But yeah, so with Chase, if you want to get a $75,000, just put $1 million or more for your business revenue, put $275 or more for your personal annual revenue.
Is there any way they come back and ask, like, would that ever be tied to a scam at all?
Nah. And the reason why is because your credit says a lot about you. So as long as you're 700, 720 plus credit score, they don't need to come back, because it already says that you are the person that pays your bills on time, that leverages it, that understands, how to use it, and that you're someone who is responsible. That's all the credit report looks like. It's saying you're responsible, right? It's kind of like we come in the hood, right? We can live in the same neighborhood, but let's say he the plug. We come from the same neighborhood. If I borrow some work and then I don't come back and pay it back, like, now my name bad. But if you borrow some work and come back and pay it back every single time, what are you gonna do?
You gonna always supply me.
You
gonna
always
give me
gonna
more.
bless you.
Yeah.
So a lot of times in our community, I tell people the banks is the same way that we see stuff in the hood. We just don't understand how to apply the same strategies. Because basically, if you go get a plug right now and he fronts you some work, that is
A loan.
that's a loan, right? If you do everything you're supposed to do and bring the money back, what they gonna do? They'll up the loan. They'll up the limit. You know what I'm saying? You can get more. So you can't tell me that anybody from Baltimore in the city can't understand that process. But if someone doesn't break it down to them in a way that they can understand that, this is where the issue comes into play.
All right, so that's one. We need 4 more. We take your time. If you need to take a break, need some water, let me know. We'll take your time.
Okay. So let's say okay, your credit report, you got negative items in your credit report. Okay, right now, if you got negative items, a lot of times the people, they just send dispute letters. Okay, you need to go on ChatGPT and ask for dispute affidavits. Right, an affidavit is more of an official sworn statement. Right, so it's official, like it's you as a consumer saying like, hey, these are official statements that I'm making as a consumer, right? Because we are federally protected consumers. So if you actually go and draft affidavits, right, and use what I call Uniform Commercial Code. So a lot of people talk about the FCRA, which is good, but you also have the Uniform Commercial Code. If you use those laws inside your affidavit, right, and you send that certified, you can also get deletions a lot faster. The other thing is that most people don't pick up the phone. So if you send it certified, you're gonna know they got the mail. Once you know they got the mail, you need to pick up the phone and you need to stress getting the deletions off even faster, right? And so that's one way that you can pretty much clean your credit report really quick. If you use dispute affidavits, use Uniform Commercial Code, and then once you know they got the letter, pick up the phone and get on the phone and call them and expedite the process.
You cooking this motherfucker. We need 3 more.
I know.
Three more.
Let's see.
Show the people you know what you talk about for real.
No, I got you. Okay, so another thing is just like understanding what banks pull from like different reporting agencies. Okay, so if you want a funding sequence, right? American Express, they pull from Experian. You can do one soft pull, right? But you can get multiple business credit cards. So if I was doing it, I would go for the Blue Cash business credit card and the Blue Plus, right? Because both of those you get 0% interest for the next 12 months, right? And that's 2 business credit cards, but that's still on one soft pull. Then you can get 4 charge cards. So you can get the Platinum, the Gold. The Gold is 0% for 6 months. You can get the Plum and you can get the Red card, right? So that's 6 business credit cards, 1 soft pull from Experian, right? Then if you're in a Truist area, because Truist is regional, but they pull from Equifax, you can get up to $25,000 from Truist, 0% interest for 12 months, right? And they pull from Equifax. So that's another business credit card. So, Truist, they pull from Equifax. I gave you American Express that pulls from Experian, and then you got TransUnion. Now, most people don't understand Elon Financial. Elon Financial is a servicing corporation, right, that basically they back most banks, and they basically offer their business credit cards and some of their personal credit card products. Elon Financial actually pulls from TransUnion as well. So you can go to 2 different banks. One is Hillcrest, and you can go to Desert Valley Financial. They both use Elon Financial to service their back end, and they both gonna pull from TransUnion, right? If you use the same data points, I said over $1 million in revenue, 275 above for your personal annual income, and your inquiries is low. So you want to have less than 3 inquiries on your TransUnion, you can go to both of those banks and apply for business credit card. You'll probably get a $25,000 limit from both of those. So that's $50,000, right? 0% for 12 months. American Express, you got 6 business credit cards, and then you got your Truist business credit card. So even with that sequence and leveraging that, the Elon, they gonna pull from TransUnion, American Express gonna pull from Experian, Equifax, Truist gonna pull from Equifax. So that's another.
So we need 2 more. Hold up though. Pause. I got a question. Okay, you got a question?
Yeah, because you said something that for the common consumer, a soft pull.
Yeah.
Can you discern the difference between a soft pull and a hard pull?
Yep. So a hard inquiry is basically they're going to pull your credit, and they're going to basically do a hard pull means that the inquiry is actually going to get placed on your actual credit report, and they're going to basically, when they hard pull now, depending on where they pull from. So in this case, American Express, if they did a hard pull, they would hard pull your Experian report only. So they're only going to basically see whatever is listed on your actual Experian credit report, right? But they do a soft pull, which means that they're not going to do a hard inquiry. They're basically just going to do it's soft, meaning that it's not going to be placed as a hard inquiry on the credit report, but they're still going to do a soft inquiry on the Experian report only, and they'll basically kind of see what's on that report. Based upon that, they'll either pre-approve you and say, hey, you're approved, or they say you're not pre-approved, but you don't get the hard inquiry on your credit report.
Is it a way to like, because all this you're saying you got to have good credit. Is it a way to get this with bad credit?
So if somebody got bad credit, I would tell them the number one thing, if you have bad credit, you need funding, is you need to get an account with Navy Federal. If you're someone who's not in the Navy, you pick up the phone, call them and say you have a dead grandparent in the military. Usually they'll let you slide right in, right? And then you need to set up direct deposit immediately because they have what is called an internal score up to 450. So that internal score goes up to 450. What happens is that if you got the direct deposit going for a couple of different months, you can also go on their website and do a pre-qualify for their credit card, right? You can pre-qualify for their credit card. And if you pre-qualify for the credit card, they have auto loans, they got mortgage loans, they got all types of other loans that you can qualify for as well. But the best bank I would say to do if you have bad credit to start with is definitely with Navy Federal. Now, there's not really a lot of banks that's gonna lend on bad credit because what bad credit really says about you is that you're not someone that pays people back. So, and in banks' mind, they make money off interest. So if you're not gonna pay them back, it defeats the purpose, right, of giving you the funding because they know they're not gonna make money off you. I mean, all banks are in business to make money. Everybody's in the business to make money. So if you're someone who has a bad, you got charge-offs, you got repos, you got collections, you got negative items on your credit, you're showing banks that you're not someone who's lendable. Right. And so even on now, you got banks like On Deck, you got banks like Rock Financial, where if you have business bank statements where you're making more than $10,000 a month come into your business bank account, right, then you can also get funding if you have bad credit. But that's another thing. Now you still have to have a business that has motion, and you're showing people that you can make money, right? So it can't. It's not a situation where both can be true, where you don't have a business and you have no money coming in, and right, your credit is bad, and you show people you can't pay them back. That's not gonna happen. And I think the problem is in experiences, right? And what I see all the time is that people don't want to do the work. Once again, do the work that it takes to fix their situation, right? So if your credit is bad and you don't look lendable, that's fine. Let's do the work to fix it. If it takes 12 months to 18 months, 24 months, however long it takes, 6 months, like the time is going to pass anyway. All you're doing is prolonging your ability to get access to success. You know what I mean? And procrastination really is the assassination of your destination. So people are procrastinating, right? They're really procrastinating when it comes to getting to where they want to get in life.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
This nigga cooking.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, yo, I'm gonna be. Can I be transparent for a second, if you don't mind? We can block it out if you want. So, like, entrepreneurs pay me to come on my show, and where niggas go wrong is like
They not saying
they
that.
don't really like separate themselves as an expert.
Yeah.
If I had to like show somebody a model of like what to do when you come on a podcast,
right,
it would be this. I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm
gonna give you your flowers,
it's a waste
my
of
boy.
your money. Like people come on here. That's why I said I want to be transparent.
Yeah.
People pay that money. They come on here and it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm being real. Like, It'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
When it comes to separating yourself and showing the expertise, you probably did one of the best jobs.
Appreciate
like
that,
no
bro.
cap. You owe me 2 more, but hold up.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, when it comes to real estate,
Yeah.
what's the best way to get it? Because you in real estate, but my homie, right, he do the tax liens. Like he go once a month, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the best way from your experience?
Yo, this is actually gonna be one of the gyms, so we gotta throw it in there. No, yo, the best way really, is to get start off with FHA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can get an FHA loan, put 3.5% down. But the best thing to do is get a 3 or 4 unit. I would tell anybody starting real estate, go get a 3 unit or 4 unit.
But from where? Is the tax loans or
No,
just
so with FHA, and it's crazy, it's 2 parts to this. So FHA, they basically guarantee they're gonna back the loan, right? And you can put 3.5% down. So basically you would get with your realtor, right? If you gotta have 2 years tax returns, personal. You gotta have a job that you had your job for the last 2 years, right? Or business, whatever, but you gotta be 2 years and file 2 years of taxes. What you can do is you can find a multifamily property. It can already be fixed up, already renovated, already done, right? Where like move-in ready, right? And you can put 3.5% down on that particular property. Then you can rent out the other units. So if it's a 4 unit, you can rent out all 3 units.
And you got to rent out 3 because you're supposed to be living in one, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You're supposed to be living in one. But you could Airbnb that one out too, if you want to. But
you're supposed to be.
supposedly
Right.
rent that out, right? So but on the 4 units, right, it's you only got to stay in it for a year. You can rent all 3 units out, and now you got rental income coming in. Your basic equity, right? Now you can also gain equity because as you're making the mortgage payments every single month, what you owe on that property and what's worth, right? That's what creates the equity, right? And so I would tell anybody that wanted to get in real estate to start there. Because it's simple to get FHA loan if you file your taxes, put 3.5% down, and now you became a landlord. You're making money, but now you're basically gaining equity as well. Now, let's say you want to go into the investment side, right? Once your property starts basically gaining equity, you can basically do what is called a home equity line of credit. So you can do a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit, and take that money and go buy an investment property. And do like a fix and flip. The biggest thing about real estate is a contractor. So you got to make sure. I would tell anybody, make sure they get the right contractors on their team. Because that's where I went wrong in Baltimore too. Like it was a lot of tractors. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so if SHA is something like NACA, I don't know if you heard of NACA.
I heard a NACA program.
It's something similar because NACA, they give it to you. They say for free.
A little bit different. So NACA is like, okay, let's say you already paying rent. Let's say you're paying $1,500 for rent every month. What NACA will do is say, okay, that means you can afford to go buy a house for $1,500. But what happens is it'll be like more of like on a rent to own situation. And then once your credit is good and you
they give you houses. My brother just got one from NACA.
Right.
Literally, like, it ain't no rent to own.
Okay, got you.
It's crazy.
Okay.
But the only thing about NACA is it's a process.
Yeah, of
And
course.
they track it heavily.
Boy.
They track it heavily.
But it's doable. Like,
Okay.
but we talking about doing the work.
Yeah.
Boy, they make you go through some shit.
Okay.
But you gotta do
You're
the work.
watching your bank statements and
Yeah,
everything.
bro, it's
Like
crazy,
they really track
bro.
it. Yeah.
But it's doable. My man did it. I'm like, damn.
Okay.
And like you said with the contractors, a lot of this stuff he did like on his own. I'm like, man, you crazy because it took a lot of time.
Yeah.
But now he could low key mentor some people
On how to do the NACA
bro,
program.
Bro, he literally like
Yeah.
Bro, that shit crazy. Okay, so that's 4.
Yeah, so I would tell anybody to start the FHA program. I mean, because even when people hit me up all the time about the NACA program and be like, yo, it's so much different paperwork they had to go through.
They make you
And,
go,
most
they make
people
you
just
earn that
don't.
house.
Same thing. Most people don't like to go through a process.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand that success is about going through process. If you don't want to be successful, then understand it. Then just don't go through processes, and you can guarantee it. And number 5, okay. Let's see what we want to give them. Number 5. Matter of fact, let's do it. Right now, if y'all wanted to get some funding, or let me see how I can help y'all directly, right? Let me see if it's something I can help y'all do. So is there anything in y'all life right now, credit-wise, funding-wise, that maybe has been a thing, or that, you know what I mean, I can help y'all with, and that would be like my number 5.
You know what's funny? I got somebody like doing my credit right now.
Okay.
And I kind of understand it. You know what I'm saying? So...
Okay,
but I'm pretty sure shit.
No, that's all.
Hey,
I'm
I'm sure
okay.
we can figure out something. Hold
No,
on.
that's right.
We can figure something. No, I ain't never going to deny no help for
No.
sure. Nigga, what? You crazy?
No, I get it.
What can we do, man?
Gotta be something. Because I think the thing is, like, sometimes people ask me like, yo, just give out stuff, which
I'm
I
trying
can.
to get this business funding, but I'm waiting for my man to finish my credit. I know I gotta get the good credit so I can even use my credit to be like a because a lot of times when we talk about business funding, they want you to do a person like a PG.
Person guarantee.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's why you gotta have a good credit. So then you can get the business funding. And then you can flip it. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like I kind of know it. I'm just waiting. I'm in the waiting process right now.
Bet. All right, bet. So now that you're in the waiting process, right? Outside of them removing the negative, whatever negative's there, what have you done on the building side, like so that you?
I ain't getting none yet. I ain't getting no.
Okay, perfect. So do you bank with Navy Federal?
Yeah, I got Navy Federal.
Okay, bet. So okay, with Navy, right? I would do a secure loan, right? I would do a secure loan for like at least $2,000. It would depend on what you could put in there, but $2,000, something like that. I would pay 75-80% of it off right away, and then I would do the rest of it. I would just do the regular on-time payments, right? That's going to build the internal score. But then now, when you start building out a credit report, even like secure credit cards, only get secure credit cards that actually graduate to real ones. So you got Capital One, you got
wait, hold on, say that again.
Yeah, so only do secure credit cards that graduate to real credit cards.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, so like they'll turn. So eventually they'll turn it into one.
I get what you're saying.
So you can also do a Navy Federal. They got a secure credit card.
After 6 months,
Yeah, they'll turn into a real one. Capital One, Discover. Most of those, all of those I just mentioned, pretty much there. You can do secure, but it'll turn into real credit cards, right? And then I would do. So if I was you, bro, I would do like 2 or 3 secure loans because you want to basically establish your own data points, your own. So if you put $2,000 on each one, now you basically have higher limits in a sense. You could do rent reporters. So rent reporters, if you know somebody that owns a house, you could backdate it for 10 years, and you could say you're paying $3, $4, $5 a month for rent.
Wait, so you can use, it don't even have to be your rent. You can just ask somebody that owns a house.
If you know somebody that owns a house.
See, niggas ain't tell me that part.
They definitely ain't tell me that.
They tell me about the rent reporters, but they ain't say about that part.
Yeah, so if let's say your mother had a house, she been living there, and she owned a house, or somebody that you know own a house, been on a house, you can basically do rent reporters, and you can backdate it. So you can set up a lease on ChatGPT, backdate it for 10 years, say you're paying $3, $4, $5 whatever you want from rent, and then all they gonna do is verify that the landlord owns the home, and they'll just verify with the landlord that you made the payments.
Damn. All right, so what about that's the little? Because every time I talk to a credit person, I always tell me like, go get the self with the all of the other shit. Is that shit really working or?
So it just always depends on your profile, right, and what you're trying to do. So like I would say, Credit Strong is really good because Credit Strong you could do either a $5 limit or you could do a $10 limit if you got the money to pay every single month. Self is good too, depending on if you have. I would say do the higher ones though, if you can afford the higher ones, because at the end of the day, the biggest thing about building a report out is understanding that you want to have high limits so that when you start applying for stuff unsecured, you can actually get $5,000, $10,000 limits. So you don't want to come in a game and be putting like Kovo. I don't like Kovo. It's only $240. I don't like the stuff where it's just $200-$300. Like, I mean, everybody got to start from somewhere. So I'm not going to shame somebody who ain't really got a lot of money. But if you have money that you can, as a business owner, you want to take it seriously, yeah, do secured loans, put a couple thousand in there. Even if you do secure credit cards, do a couple thousand. So that way, when you start applying for unsecured stuff, you're not getting $300, $400, $500 credit cards.
Yo, one of them I don't like though. I don't know if it's Self or Credit Strong because one of them dangerous. Like it report good, but it also report if you don't pay too. I forgot which one it was.
But yeah, and that's the thing about making on-time payments though too. So another thing is us as entrepreneurs, business owners, bro. It's like, yo, we got to use these phones more, right? Like put alerts in the phone.
Facts. Nah, facts.
Make this payment. You know what I mean?
I just started doing it.
Yo, make this payment, bro, because it's not like I see so many people that got 30-day lates, and it's like, bro, they had the money.
Yeah.
They just were irresponsible because they got all this other stuff going on. But if you use the phone to remind yourself, like, and these are things that I was doing. I was building my credit. I used to have alerts. Yo, pay this. Yo, pay this. Now I'm pretty good with it. Like some of the credit card I had them so long, I know my dates, everything. Like I know. But you know, you got to start just understanding how this stuff works. And another thing is like, you know, due dates and statement dates. Most people don't know your due date calculates your interest payment, right? So check this out. If you really don't want to ever pay interest, right, all you got to do is pay the credit card off in full by the due date. In full, and you will never pay a dime in interest. So that'd be my fifth. You can never pay interest. Pay it off in full by the due date, and then don't use it until 24 hours after your statement date. And call all your credit card companies and find out what's your due dates and find out what your statement dates are. Right? And some people will tell you like, no, they like to let it close a couple of hours. I don't do that. I don't want to pay no interest. So I do use the credit card, and the credit card company say I'm using it, but when that due date come, I'm paying it off in full. So zero balance.
Does that build your credit though? Like,
hell yeah.
Okay,
because they still see your usage. Like the credit card companies still see the usage on the back end, right? They still can see how much you're spending and all that. But when you pay it off in full by the due date, one, you're not paying on interest. The second part is that if you don't use it till after the statement date, it's going to report now at a zero balance, right? So now your utilization is always going to be low as well.
Are you like finessing like the points? Like I know some people I heard somebody talk about how they get certain credit cards for like certain points, and then they use this so they can build up their points and shit like that.
I love cash back, bro. I love cash back credit cards. So,
a lot of cars only give you 1%.
Yo, it's still better than like see. And that's what we got like
I be running my shit up though.
Bro,
I don't think I spend cash.
Yeah.
Like I think they closed my credit card down one time because like I spent mad bread.
Yeah.
I spend it, pay it off. Like anytime I'm spending any money, I put it on my credit card.
Yeah.
And I just like I don't spend cash. Like
But no, I was gonna say, but even only at 1%, like it's still a reward. You know what I mean? It's still better than getting zero for the, you know what I mean, spending your cash. And that's where the financial literacy comes to play. I used to have this conversation with my mother all the time because my mother's one of those type of people, financially, like want to save money and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, Mom, if you really learn credit, you'll really go crazy. But she just never took the time to learn it. But she'll like the fact that she could spend her money and get a reward for it. Like she would like those type of things. And I think just in our community, if we could have more people be educated on it, it'll just change the way our community is. Because even when it comes to like FHA loans, getting real estate, doing stuff like mostly everything in life has got to be done on debt. Right? Most people is not buying $1 million homes. You're not. We just went to Taco and Katina, right? They probably got a loan, right? Like everybody's not spending cash for this type of stuff. So when you start looking at business and how business works, it's all based and built on debt. That's how it works. And so most of us don't want to educate ourselves on debt because your grandmother told you that if you get a credit card, you're going to be in debt. Like,
no, you smoked this, bro. It was good. How long you been with your lady, bro? Congratulations again, man.
Bro, it's been like we was messing with each other last year, right? And then we took a little break, and then we came back for real. And when we came back, you know, she kind of put a little press on me, just basically saying like she wasn't trying to do the sex with our marriage and all that. And I can respect it, you know what I mean? And honestly, if I was to even to get married or spend my life with somebody, it would have been her. So, you know, I made a decision, you know what I mean, to lock in and take it seriously. And so, you know, we here, you know what I mean? But really, I think the biggest thing for me is coming from Baltimore and choosing her is because I mean, we see fat asses all the time. We see titties, we see beauty all the time, especially coming from where we come from, but then coming to Atlanta, me being in Fort Lauderdale, I see beauty all the time, but what I don't see is brains. You know what I mean? And so it was so important for me because she actually had a brain behind it. So she was beauty for sure, but she definitely had a brain. She ran up a lot of money, understand marketing. We kind of see the world the same when it comes to certain things. And I mean, she's still a Cancer, so of course she's still a woman. She's still emotional and all that, but you know, outside of that, like if somebody could understand social media, how I do it, and give me different tips, and I can learn stuff from her, and I can show her certain stuff, and we could make money together. You know what I mean? Lock me in. I'm good. You know what I mean? So,
do you think it's better like if you had to like choose one, right? Like, cause like you said, women are emotional, things like that. Would it be like emotional stability, right? Or would it be like financial stability that you had to deal with if you had to choose one?
If I had to, like, from my woman?
To make you happy.
I mean, to make me happy, I would say emotional stability. I mean, I'm going to take care of I mean, my goal is to pay all the bills and do all that shit, like, be a man, you know what I mean, provide. So, I mean, for my woman, you know, I wouldn't necessarily want my woman to be a man, you know what I mean, and worry about that. But I would say that I think it's a plus when you can get somebody who is on that same type of time, energy, and that wants to make money and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, if you're doing life with somebody, you want to do life with somebody that want to get to it as well, right? Because think about us as men that want to dominate and take over the world, and then having a woman that is comfortable. She's cool with just, you know, a certain level of success. And it's like for men, I feel like for most men, if you I mean, you know, if you got that dog in you, I mean, you're gonna want to take it to the furthest extent. I mean,
For
we only
sure.
get one life, you know what I mean? So I wanted somebody, if I can take it to the furthest extent that they encourage me to do it, but then they also on the same type of time, they see different things I don't see, you know. And that's the thing about women, bro, is like they see the shit that we don't see. They have conversations like, man, what? Like, and they just see it differently, but they be right though. And that's the thing too, that's acknowledging like that they have a certain sense of being as well, and that like it's understanding that like at the end of the day, even though we may not see it, we gotta listen to them sometimes because they do be on point. Sometimes,
Yeah.
Sometimes, nah, bro, I'm locked in.
No, and I think that's something that we overlook. I think,
Yeah.
you know, like we talk about being a provider and things like that. But I'm gonna be real. Like I think we don't talk about it enough. I definitely would love for my woman to like add value to what I got going on to help me level up. You know what I'm trying to say?
for
Like
sure.
I don't think I hear men talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like that definitely is dope. Like you ain't gotta be responsible. I'll be responsible for all of it.
Yeah.
But even if you give me a little nugget or like, I don't know, you missed something, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, like you missed something or did you think about this? Like
Yeah.
what? Like that's going to level up the business all the time because my mind is moving 1,000,000 miles per second. I don't got time to schedule nothing. Even if you add any type of value, you might create a schedule for me. Like you might the smallest thing. Like bro,
it's
what?
big. It's big.
Nah,
I think
fact.
for men is being able to communicate that too, right? Because we do just run 100 miles and all. That's all we know is run. All we do is run. But at the same time, if we could sit down and communicate, like, hey, if you could do this for me, if you can help me with this, or you know what I mean? I think like, cause I ask all the time, hey, like if I'm doing something on social media, she sees social media different than I do. She got more followers than me for real, but we just do it differently. So I ask questions like, yo, what you think about this? Oh yeah, that's hard, twin. Bet. You know what I mean? Because I know she always going to tell me the real, you know what I mean, at all. So I think it's always important to be able to bounce, like you said, ideas and understand that we all have certain strengths and weaknesses. And so I would say, too, is like that's important as men, like understanding what our strengths and understanding weaknesses. And if they can help with the weaknesses, then that's always going to make us look even more stronger.
Are y'all like public or y'all still?
Yeah, we can't, I couldn't, she wouldn't even let me be private, you know what I'm saying? So we, you know, her birthday was July 21st, right? And so right before that, we went to Turks for 500 birthday. We went out there for his birthday. So we did like a little private ceremony out there. And then when we came back, I kind of did like the, at Fountain Blue, I did like the little proposal thing and like a little surprise. So she ain't know nothing about that for real. And then we going to do something like big, you know, in terms of real wedding and for everybody.
Be real
bring
though.
Yeah.
That shit bring money too. That shit bring a lot of eyes. That relationship shit. Be real, don't lie.
No, it's been dope, bro. It's been a dope experience in
You
terms
pop
of like,
out with Shorty.
Yeah.
Now everybody like, oh my God.
congratulations. I think on, like just on some genuine though, bro, it's funny because like as men, you know, when you make the decision to go with one person, you know what I mean? I guess the biggest challenge, right, is if you from Baltimore, you come from where we come from, you know, one of the things we've always been taught is to keep the options open. Like it's a real challenge, bro. When you go from like, yeah, I mean, always having your options open, like and not really
Clink, clink.
and then not really like you saying being public or anything like that. It's been times even where you can have a relationship, but it ain't public. You know what I mean? So they don't nobody really know. You know what I'm saying? But the challenge I think is just making that decision and then living with it and then vibing with it and understanding like it's gonna be for the better. Because in the day, even if you keep your options open, it doesn't mean that that's gonna really be the best thing for you as a man, especially wanting to get to the next level. So
You know where a lot of men go wrong though, to be honest? Like I talk about this all the time. Just not practicing though.
yeah,
Right? So a lot of times, like, yo, as men, we can literally fuck with as many hoes as we want and nobody judging us, right?
Yeah.
But what happened is like when it's time to lock down, you don't know how to lock down because you never practice it.
Yeah.
Right? So like you trying to lock down and you don't understand that temptation won't be steady knocking at your door.
Yeah.
You don't understand what it feels like to deal with one girl.
Yeah.
So it's like I think we go wrong in that and it's crazy because the more I talk about it, the harder I understand it is because like if you're single, you technically can do whatever you want. Technically, right?
Yeah.
But you got to think about where you want to be, right? In the place you want to be in.
Yeah.
And is this moving towards the place that you eventually want to be? Because you just doing whatever you want, now you lock down one person, it's going to be a lot harder for you to be with that one person for a long period of time.
But you know the other challenge too, bro. I think a lot of times, even just as us as men, we don't really hang around a lot of other strong men or other men that's like
Locked
doing
in.
it right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's just strong and that do it right too as well. And then a lot of us, like we even like in our friendships and stuff like that, a lot of it is girls because it's like, you know, we get more value from them, we learn stuff from them. It ain't no competition, ego, and all that kind of stuff. So I think like it's just for men, it's a little bit different because and then of course we going you know have sex and do all that as well. But a lot of times like they be the better conversations. It'd be like they be having better value. They be on top of shit. They credit good. They got this going on. They could tell you something. A lot of times I think we just need we just need more strong men that we can be able to kind of
Nah, we be around a bunch of enablers. Like niggas enable bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? And like I think we gotta stop that. Especially want to like just get better as a race, as a generation, as a whole, as a collective. Yo, question. Speaking of going public, do you think, I know what I think I'm gonna ask you, that the man gains value by having a wife beside him and the woman loses value by having a husband beside her?
That's an interesting question, bro. I don't think it's the opposite. I think both is true. I think both is like both you. I think both is that they both gain value. I perceive it as they both gain value. I don't see it as one gains value and one loses value. You know what I'm saying?
I was asking because like I wouldn't be mad. Like if I'm with a chick, right? Let's say she popular.
Yeah.
Depending on what she popular for, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of times, I think women get ahead by a man wanting to be with her.
Yeah.
Like the opportunity, thinking that they can be with her, right?
Yeah.
But as though a man with a chick, you show you got a woman and like they still flocking. It's like they flock more almost.
Yeah.
That's why it's like sometimes I remember saying like I wouldn't be mad if a chick wanted to like keep our relationship private because I understand that
But you know what's crazy though, bro? Like even for guys, like they still gonna spend money with women anyway. Married women not like
I know niggas that unfollow chicks once they find out they got a boyfriend. It's like, oh, she got a man. Fuck her.
I mean, yeah, so both is true. Both is true. But some guys still gonna spend money. You know what I mean? With women and all that too. I think that's always perspective and both is true. You know what I mean? Because like you said, where we from, like that happen all the time. But a lot of times the ones that say that too, most of them be the ones that either had something where they went on a date or they did something or they cracked it up for real and then but it ain't really go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time it be like it was a little bit more deeper than what. You know what I mean? Because like I think that's weird to me. If I just liked you, I mean from a distance and then you got a boyfriend and now I'm gonna unfollow you, like that's some weird ass shit. I don't know. See where we from? I feel like I don't know, bro. When I look at people from different parts of the world, I feel like a lot of them are weird compared to like what we come, like how we think, how we see shit. Cause it's like, yo, that's weird to me. I never saw you in my real. I don't even know you in real life. You get a boyfriend, and I'm gonna unfollow you because you got a boyfriend. That is weird to me.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm laughing because I was saying the same. I say the same thing, bro. I think a lot of people just be insecure with themselves too.
Yeah.
Like me, I don't know. I'm that nigga regardless. So like I might not like walk around saying I'm that nigga, but like in my heart I believe it. That's why I don't believe in celebrity crushes. I don't believe in none of that shit. Cause like, bro, I'm that nigga. So if you like a nigga, you got crush on a nigga. So that mean like when I'm sitting next to this nigga, you gonna be crushing on this nigga.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't believe in none of that shit, bro. Like when nigga, bro, that's why I ain't unfollowing the chick cause I'm still deep in my heart, if I want a chick, I feel like I can get it at any space I'm in. I don't give a fuck. Like that's how I look at it. So nah, I get it. But I wanted to ask because I know as a man, I'm like, man, I'm definitely popping out with my wife.
I mean, I think like even on some like so when I first met Barbie for real, right? So on the Instagram side, you know, 700,000 plus followers. You know, it's all type of Rolls Royce, G-Wagons, all type of like, you know what I mean? And most people, you know what I mean, that don't come from where I come from would have been on that type of time. No, I don't care about none of that. Like I'm that nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Facts,
so even when I approached it and even like how I, you know what I mean, approached it, even like when we was going on different dates, doing different things, like, yeah, I'm still him. I can never, I don't want to say put women on a pedestal because I really do respect women and I understand like that we need them, but I would never be in a situation where I'm like, ugh, you know what I mean, drooling over no girl, man. Hell no.
Yeah,
never.
Yo, you know what's funny, bro? I came down here and I be hearing girls say like they seem like their mother be the breadwinner or like even stories where like women be like they be like holding a nigga down, like paying all the bills and shit like that. I never understood that.
Yeah.
And like ignorant me, right? Ignorant me like, damn, I wish I could be a ain't shit nigga for one. Like just like let me reap some of the benefits. Like I can never live in that life. Like I be hearing stories like when like girls be like, yeah, I bought him this and that, oh listen, all lady was staying with me. I'm like, damn, like I never seen that. I can't even fathom that.
Nah, me neither. I mean, me neither.
Can't relate.
Can't relate.
Sorry.
Because even if I, that's the thing though, even when I wasn't up, you know what I'm saying? I still had vision. I'm still building businesses. I'm still running around like making something like, bro, I'm out here making shit happen. I was doing shit back in the day, DoorDash, Uber Eats, I didn't did it all, bro. So it's like I never, even if someone made more money than me, you would never say that I wasn't out trying or putting in work or putting in effort. You know what I'm saying? Even like when I shit with my mother, right? It was like in the day, like she was mad, but it was like she understood that I was like I'm trying to move us forward. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I'm upset, but it wasn't like it was a situation where it's like, all right, I understand what you was really trying to do, so I'm not really as upset with you, but the situation. You know what I mean? But I've never been in a situation where, nah, bro,
I ain't never been no fucking bum.
Bum,
Like,
yo. Yeah.
like it's be like niggas be homeless. I never seen like where these niggas be at. I never met one of them.
Yeah.
Like, but they be out here, man. I appreciate you, bro. This is fire, bro.
I do got one question.
What is it?
One question.
Yeah.
3 books
3 books.
that can change somebody's life.
Think and Grow Rich for sure.
Okay.
I was
no, hold up. That's a standard. You gotta pick it.
No,
3
I
other
mean,
ones.
listen,
Like-
bro, it is a standard.
Wait,
but-
no, hold up. You said Think and Grow Rich
Yes.
by Napoleon Hill?
Yes.
All right, I'll take that one. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just saying that's a standard, but like, nah, bro, it's a lot of successful people and how they think,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest thing about life that's why it says Think and Grow Rich, because you can think your way to being rich. A lot of times people think you can work your way to it. Nah, like, so that's one. I mean, cliche 2 is the Book of Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? I think that's very, very important. Definitely tap into the Book of Proverbs. And then 3, it's the joint about men. Oh my goodness.
Is it
The Way of the
of
Spirit Man?
Yeah, that shit good.
Yeah. That shit really good.
I read that. You know what I mean?
As soon as he said it, I'm like, yeah, that shit good.
When I give you,
Because it talks about your purpose, right? It talks about how men need to be on their purpose.
But
Yeah.
it also bridges the gap of understanding of like just what femininity is and masculinity is. Like a lot of people, you have a lot of like overly masculine men that feel like they can't be soft at all, right?
Yeah.
And it expresses how man has feminine as well, right? Just like women have masculine and feminine.
Yeah.
And you got to know when to walk in like your masculine and feminine, and know what exactly it is,
Yeah.
right? So like I don't know, like maybe me not asking a question to figure out a solution because that's a masculine. That's very masculine. But asking a question to understand.
Yeah.
That might be like living in your feminine,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think if you had to name a book, that's probably
I know what you're
the
going to say.
worst one.
Worse?
Yeah. What would you say?
Worse for like,
Entrepreneurs but everybody likes it though. I'm just curious to see if you think of what I'm thinking.
that everybody likes it?
People talk about it. I don't like this shit.
I'd probably say Rich Dad Poor Dad. Though.
For real?
I mean,
I wouldn't
yeah,
say that.
What
Which one? What'd you say?
I think, what is it?
The Alchemist?
No, hell, that's great.
I was going to say, it's amazing.
What is it? The 48 Laws of Power.
Oh. I don't like the 48 Laws of Power.
I don't either.
I feel like
That's some book
it's
of
manipulation. Yeah, like-
my man called me, right? So I ain't gonna say my man. I think
I can't unread. Like, once you see it, though, you can't unsee it.
my man.
But
So-
you know what? I think
Hold on. My man gets somebody pregnant, right?
Right.
So he like, man, what should I do? He like, in the 48 Laws of Power, like, man, shut the fuck. I'm like, nah. I don't.
Conceal your intentions.
No,
Conceal your intentions.
No. Do not. Yo, nigga reference the 48 Laws of Power. I'm like, nah.
I'm hanging
that's
up
the
right
worst
now.
thing to do. My bad. Go ahead. What you about to say?
No, I was gonna say that.
You ready?
I did, but
Okay.
I think this is the thing about life, though, bro. Okay, let's take a gun for an example, right? You can use a gun for positive, or you can use a gun for negative.
Yeah, facts.
So I think that the same thing goes for the 48 Laws of Power.
The one thing I will say with the 48 Laws of Power, for me, I don't think it's a book that you read. I think it's a book that you reference.
Yeah.
Whereas though, if you have like a business, something going on, I can reference that book.
Okay.
Trying to read it I don't think is a good read, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like if you doing business and you want to like go to like reference it, right? It's
Yeah.
almost like a Bible for business, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So,
makes
but
sense.
when I'm talking about my books, I don't think it's none of the books like that. I think The Alchemist, The Go-Getter,
I love the
The Go-Giver, The
Yeah.
Go-Giver,
Yeah.
The Alchemist, The Go-Giver, and sheesh,
You know which book I'm saying now.
50 Cent.
Nah.
The
book I'm
guy that
reading
got
right
the
now.
pocket. Oh, yeah.
What you read right now, bro?
It's actually by Napoleon Hill. It's called Outwitting the Devil.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
that joint is fire.
Somebody was just telling me about that. I think it's between Charlemagne Shook
I think The
Ones.
Richest Man in Babylon is good too. If you
That's
ask me.
good.
Oh my,
That was phenomenal.
that
Yeah.
book is that's
I-
just fire,
Yeah,
bro.
that was phenomenal.
I ain't gonna lie, that was fire,
Yeah.
bro. That was fire.
Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna say either Shook Ones or 50 Cent.
Those are good ones too, man. Those are good ones.
I had to go
not
with
a
50
good
Cent.
But I
over
feel
Shook
like,
Ones.
but Shook Ones is more so if you're a media personality.
Yeah, with
That's just
Charlemagne.
amazing, bro.
But
Yeah.
50 Cent,
yeah.
Okay.
he
You never
did-
read his book?
I didn't read it. I didn't read this book.
It's what Hustle Hard,
Hustle-
Hustle Smarter, or something like that.
Okay.
That joint is amazing too.
Yeah.
Will Smith book. I ain't finished that one. Will Smith book is not bad.
Okay.
Another great one.
Yeah.
Well, the
Will
audio
Smith.
book,
Yeah.
because if you appreciate the artistic, just the grind of somebody, like you talking about the process,
Yeah.
and the work that Will Smith puts into anything that he does
Yeah,
from the
that shit's
audio
fire.
book perspective, amazing, bro.
But 50 Cent book probably hands down one of the best, bro.
Nah, for sure.
Me personally, I'm gonna have to go Giver #1 probably, or The Alchemist. The Go Giver is probably one of the best books I've ever read in my life. Like probably one of like just I don't know. It's just
one?
The Go Giver, bro, or The Alchemist.
fire.
I think The Go Giver is probably one of. You ever read it?
No, I didn't.
It's short, bro.
Okay.
It's probably one of the best.
Amazing.
Okay.
It's amazing.
I rock
bro.
with the As a Man Think of though too.
I haven't read that one. I heard of that one, but I haven't read
That's
that one.
short too.
Yeah,
As a
I heard
Man
that
Think
one.
of.
I would say for me, Psychology and Money.
Okay.
Damn, that shit sound like it's.
That jump by Morgan Housel. It's like it's different
Okay.
because it basically breaks down that there's no true philosophy to money. Like everybody has their own perspective as to why they justify spending and things of that nature. And if you can understand the psychology behind why somebody spends, you got
can
it.
sell.
Yeah, you can sell it.
That's fire.
Okay.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I got
Nah,
that,
man, this is good, bro. For the people that don't know, let them know how to follow you.
Yeah,
and
follow
everything.
me at Chief SBS, CHIEFSBS. It's a struggle before success.
This is fire, man. Mr. J Hill,
Alexander LeBlanc.
1% better, man. It's a wrap. We out.
We out.